In this video of the Wedding Photography Weekly Challenge, we will be discussing the winners and honorable mention of the contest, Magic of Monochrome. Our judge and mentor is Ashima Raizada. Her practice involves an investigation in colors, material, space, philosophy, and how the synthesis of these concepts take the form of paintings, photographs, and drawings. She has exhibited at Uniqlo Tate's Lakes, Tate Modern London, and has been the artist in residence at the Piramal Art Residency. Ashima has received the State Award from Chandigarh Lalit Kala Academy and was also awarded the Raghu Rai Scholarship in Multimedia Arts by Punjab Lalit Kala Academy. She was chosen by the Hindustan Times as one of the top 30 under 30 young achievers in 2018. She is currently working as the photo editor for The Dolta. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What's up?
I'd like to know what were your thoughts about the overall entries that you saw in both the
So,
categories.
yeah, so first of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I had a blast going through the collection that you sent me across. And it was a lot of fun because what I particularly enjoyed going while I was going through the collection was the diversity, and also like how a lot of people have kind of gone beyond and experimented with the theme of monochrome, which I feel that with monochrome it's actually quite a challenge, because it's kind of restrictive in certain ways. And I myself learned a couple of things while going through the collection, and the way a lot of entries have played with perspective, have played with the tonality which kind of comes with monochrome. It's very difficult, to do that, but I think, yeah, there was a lot of interesting images on those lines. And I feel also the subjects, I really thought that some of the subjects that have been chosen and the way they have been photographed were very, very interesting for me. And as I said, I learned a couple of things as well. So yeah, it's a win-win for both situation. Yeah, so that was great. So first I will be talking about the honorable mentions and the winners in camera category. So this image by Deb Lahiri, um, I really enjoyed the perspective play in this particular photograph. I think it renders a very different emotion to the city of Bombay, and I just enjoy the way he has played with that whole idea of perspective, and also the kind of the mood that he has set around it. So that was really interesting for me, and that's why it kind of stood out to me. And with this particular image by Karthik Lahakar, I feel that it's a good uh, street shot. It's very well composed. It's the juxtaposition is on point. But I think when I look at this image, I have this question in my mind. Like, there's this philosophical insight that I get. That what's real and what's not real. So I start thinking on those lines as well, which is kind of unlikely in street shots, because I feel that because they're very direct and they're very very they're just, you're talking directly about the environment around you, but to go kind of deeper uh, in that sense, I think he managed to do that. He managed to make me think on those lines. So I feel that was really interesting for me. So that's why this particular shot stood out for me, because yeah, I spent some time thinking about that. It just struck me. So yeah, this image by Amod Kumar, I feel that apart from how well technically this particular image has been composed, I also feel that it's very simple, but it's very effective. The way it is in terms of, showing the emotions or the feelings of the photographer. I feel love when I see this particular image, and I think that's beautiful. Like that's what comes to my mind when I see this particular photo. So yeah, great image. I remember when I saw this image for the first time, when you had sent me the collection, I kind of knew that this is going to be in the top because, again, apart from the technical aspects of things, I feel that there's so many things that can be, kind of understood or can be interpreted from this particular image, when you look at it. So many spectrum of emotions that one could feel just by looking at it. And I feel that if any photograph can make you think to that extent, I think the job has been done. Like most part of the job has been done or has been fulfilled. So I feel this is what it does. I really like the movement in this particular photograph. I really enjoyed that, the flow and the movement and the kind of it's kind of delicate, and it's very difficult to capture those subtle emotions in photographs. And I think he has been able to do that. So I feel it's a great photograph, and I really enjoyed it. This particular photo by T. Ramananda. Whenever I look at this photo, I spend quite some time looking at this photo, and I kind of eventually concluded that to me, uh, it captures this feeling or this emotion of silence. Maybe when I sit with it, I feel that sort of a silence that there is in this particular image. It's a very well composed photograph, but the fact that I can feel something from it as well, and something like as again as delicate as silence, not just delicate, as difficult as silence, because silence is like so broad and it's almost like you can't grasp it. But I could feel that from this photograph. So yeah, amazing. I really like this image by Sanhit, and I just felt that. I felt that there are some elements missing in it. I don't know why I felt like that. And I feel that it's an extension. Maybe it could be part of the series or something like that. And that's why I feel like that. But nevertheless, it's a good image. There's a lot of mystery. I feel mystery when I think about this image, because this photograph says, but it also hides at the same point of time. And there's like this back and forth that is going on in my head when I look at it. And I think the fact that there is some sort of a provocation that is happening in my mind, I feel that that's really wonderful about it. I really enjoyed the composition of this image. I loved the fluidity that it has. I think the timing of this particular shot or this photograph is great, and I enjoyed the way he has also kind of played with the different highlights and the shadow, the again the tonality within the photograph. I think that's wonderful, really good. Again, I feel that this particular image again is part of some series. I feel like it's from an extended body of work. And what is interesting to me is that this image is quite taboo in its nature. But again, it has that playful quality to it, you know, so it kind of compensates, and I enjoy the way he has done that, how he has compensated between these two very uh, contrasting emotions, I feel, or ideas, I feel. And I think that's remarkable. I think that's great. Really like the composition and really enjoyed the the contrast that this image has. Can totally look at it for a very long time. Great image by Akash. Just felt that the brightness could be a little bit more, I feel. But apart from that, everything else is great, on point. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed. Uh, Again, it kind of got me on those philosophical lines. and made me go beyond just what I'm seeing. So I think, again, if you look at it long enough, you'd be able to um, ask a lot of questions to yourself. This one image by Amod, I think it's a great street scene, but I feel that, again, like he could have experimented a little bit more with the elements, or more with the like the placement of the elements. Again, I feel that it could have been uh, better in that aspect of things. So yes, I think, just sometimes it's, we see something, we see a scene in the streets, and we know that this works. But I think sometimes it's a good idea to kind of think in a different sense. I mean, let's not be very obvious with our approach in that sense, that okay, this is what is coming to our mind and this looks like a street shot. But I think at that point of time, saying that, oh, how else can I approach it, this looks good, but how else can I approach it, and what's my approach going to be like? So to have that sort of a quick dialogue within yourself, that's very important. So this is a good photo, but I just feel that, in terms of composition and in terms of experimentation, I think it could have been a little better, but definitely worthy of mentioning here. Really enjoyed the juxtaposition, the timing. I think it's wonderful. um, it almost forms like this, kind of like a shape. I think that's great. And the winner in the camera category goes to this image by Shubhodeep Roy, Kolkata. So I sat with this image for a while, and all the time, every time I would look at it, I would always feel that there is something very human about it. Even though the symbolism used here is of animals, but it imparts a very human sort of a feeling to it. I mean, the way the ravens or the crows are like almost maybe landing, or almost about to like pounce on the back of the horse, and there is like that aggression involved, and then there is also like that stillness, like the back of the horse which is very still. So there is this two very contrasting emotions which we as humans juggle on daily basis. So I feel that, even though this image is very simple and subtle, but it's very effective in what it's trying to communicate. So for me, this totally like stood out, and I would say great job, Shubhadeep. Keep doing what you do. Amazing work. Moving on to the smartphone category. I feel that in smartphone category, I really enjoyed the simplicity of the images, the simplicity of the composition, the subtleness of the emotions. It wasn't very, as if they're just forcing themselves, or you're just trying too hard to show something. I think there is more exploration and involved, uh, which I kind of saw in the smartphone category. So let's talk about, let's say, this image by Manu Yadav. I think the fact that I cannot see the horse face, and I feel that there is certain kind of like that, again, that idea of how much to be shown and how much to be hidden, which kind of engrosses the viewer. I think that is very interesting in this image, and I think I really enjoy the simplicity of it. Again, this image by Manu, I think it's wonderful. I enjoyed how he has played with the effect of monochrome here. I think, it just works really well with this particular photograph. Love the composition in this one. Again, great juxtaposition. I like the fact that people went beyond and experimented a little, and almost went on the lines of art, fine arts, or maybe, like abstract photography. And I think that's great. And for me, this just stood out, and this is the winner. It's an image by Devaraj Devan. I think the whole image just works, and it has a life on its own. And it talks about nature combining with nature. It talks about interconnectedness very well, and I think it's a great work. So I really enjoyed that. So, congratulations to the winners and all the honorable mentions. Like, great work, guys. I really, really enjoyed going through the set of the images. And I feel that never be scared of experimenting, never be scared of asking yourself the essential questions of why you're doing what you're doing. And just because you've seen something, it doesn't matter that you also have to kind of produce it in that way, or that's how it works. Just do what feels right to you, and I think you will flourish in life that way. So thank you so much again, Better Photography, for giving me the opportunity. It was a great, great experience. I really had fun. Thank you.